Scattered showers and a few storms are possible overnight. Some of those storms towards the sandhills could be stronger, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are possible late tonight, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Then isolated showers are possible on Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid 70s. More scattered showers and a couple of storms are possible overnight Sunday into Monday, then sunny with highs at around 50 Monday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center. With multiple cold fronts passing through the area through the rest of this weekend, we'll see the chance for some scattered showers and storms, then very chilly air arrives to start the coming week. The highest chance for showers and storms overnight tonight will be towards the sandhills. Some of those could be strong, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are also possible late tonight, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Partly cloudy for your Sunday afternoon, highs will reach the mid 70s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps, the only branch of the military that can say with a straight face, they were born in a bar. And not just any bar, the original Tun Tavern. Sure, the original building was torn down in 1781, but Marine veteran Monty Dom rebuilt it a block away, which kind of feels right. Marines don't wait for history to come back. They rebuild it, shine it up, and hold a ceremony with enough pride to crack a Liberty Bell. So cheers to the Marines, the only people who can turn a birthday party into a national moment and still be early for formation tomorrow. Semper Fi.
from South Georgia. She's got the bar in the palm of her hand, and she's a 90s country fan like I am. Hey, I got a Chevy, she can flip a quarter. I'd drive her anywhere from here to California when this song is over. I gotta find her 'cause she had me at Heads, Carolina.
Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Happy birthday, Marines. Happy 250th. And as always, it's appropriate to read John A. Lejeune's birthday message. On November 1st, 1921, John A. Lejeune, 13th Commandant of the Marine Corps, directed that a reminder of the honorable service of the Corps be published to every command, to all Marines throughout the globe on the birthday of the Corps. Since that day, Marines have continued to distinguish themselves on many battlefields and foreign shores in war and peace. On this birthday of the Corps, therefore, in compliance with the will of the 13th Commandant, Article 38, United States Marine Corps Manual, edition of 1921, is republished as follows. On November 10th, 1775, a Corps of Marines was created by resolution of the Continental Congress. Since that day, many thousand men have borne the name Marine. In memory of them, it is fitting that we who are Marines should commemorate the birthday of our Corps by calling to mind the glories of its long and illustrious history. The record of our Corps is one which will bear comparison with that of the most famous military organizations in the world's history. During 90 of the 146 years of its existence, the Marine Corps has been in action against the nation's foes. From the Battle of Trenton to the Argonne, Marines have won foremost honors in war, and in long eras of tranquility at home, generation after generation of Marines have grown gray in war in both hemispheres, and in every corner of the 7 seas that our country has, and its citizens might enjoy peace and security. In every battle and skirmish since the birth of our Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it, we also receive from them the eternal spirit which has animated our Corps from generation to generation and has been distinguishing mark of our Marines in every age. So long as that spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found to every emergency in the future and as they have been in the past. And the men of the nation will regard us as worthy successors to the long line of illustrious men who have served as soldiers of the sea since the founding of our Corps. The inspiring message of our 13th Commandant has left its mark in the hearts and minds of all Marines by deed and act, from Guadalcanal to Iwo Jima, from Incheon to the Korean Armistice, in interventions from Lebanon to the Dominican Republic, and from the opening battles in Vietnam to the Mayaguez rescue. Marines have continued to epitomize those qualities which are their legacy. The success which they have achieved in combat and the faith they have borne in peace will continue. The Commandant and our many friends have added their hearty praise and congratulations on this, our 250th birthday.
All right. Thank you, Colonel. Happy birthday to you and all Marines. And thank you for your service, which can never be expressed strong enough. It is 7:37 past the hour. Got a few, get up here right quick, questions about the Marines. See how well versed we all are in it. The Continental Marines were created by the Second Continental Congress on November 10th. Do you remember what year?
1775.
That's right, making them older than the United States itself. The first amphibious raid was a few weeks after their creation, when they seized British weapons cache in the
Nassau.
Bahamas.
Nassau, Bahamas.
Yeah, okay. One and the same. After disbanding in 1783, the Marine Corps was reestablished. Do you remember what year?
What's that?
After disbanding in 1783, the Marine Corps was disbanded. Was reinstated.
Right.
In what year?
1791, wasn't it?
1798.
98.
Yeah.
They were never disbanded. They were always in service somewhere in the various ports, etc.
Okay.
They were there as sentry guards, etc.
The first Marine recruiting station was located at.
Ton Tavern, Philadelphia.
That's right. That's a toughie. Considered the birthplace of the Corps. Marines are trained as an expeditionary force, ready to respond to crisis and deploy anywhere in the world. They are trained for both land and sea operations, often being the first to arrive during a mission. This activity, or should say stage, lasts for about 13 weeks, and recruits train at either Parris Island, South Carolina, or San Diego, California. What are we talking about?
Recruit training.
That's right, boot camp.
Recruit
Same
training.
thing. The Marine Air Ground Task Force is a unique structure that integrates ground, air, and logistics combat elements under what?
What are you talking? Command structure?
That's it.
Under the Marine
Single command.
Expeditionary Force, yeah.
The official motto, Semper Fi, means?
Semper Fidelis. It's always
Semper
faithful.
Fidelis, yeah. Means what?
Always faithful.
Right. The American Marine Corps has an annual birthday celebration on November 10th, which includes a cake-cutting ceremony where the first piece is given to the oldest Marine present and passed to the youngest.
Correct. Yeah.
Their mascot is?
A bulldog.
An English.
Chesty.
That's right.
Chesty 7 or Chesty 8 by now. I can't remember.
Named after Lieutenant General
Chesty Puller.
That's right. Louis B. Chesty Puller, who earned 5 what?
Navy Cross.
That's right. Marines earned the nickname what? From German soldiers during World War I for their ferocity in battle.
Devil dogs. Teufelhund.
Yep. The President's own United States Marine Band is the oldest continuously active professional musical group in America.
True, yeah. The President's own, and then you have the Fife and Drum Corps. Yeah.
Right. The Marine Hymn is the oldest one of these in the U.S. military.
Service song,
right.
I guess. Is
right,
that
right.
what they're
oldest official song. This group were crucial in the U.S. victory in World War II by creating an unbreakable code based on the Navajo language.
Yeah, well, the Navajo code talkers, but
right, that's it.
There were other Indian tribes involved in that, so but primarily Navajo, and the Army also used them in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So
the first American to orbit the Earth was the decorated Marine aviator and test pilot who earned his nickname Old Magnet Ass due to how often shrapnel hit his plane in the Korean War.
John Glenn.
That's right.
I didn't know that was his nickname.
Well, now we do.
Yeah.
The United States Marine Corps is the nation's naval expeditionary force in readiness, known for its rapid deployment capabilities and rich traditions. Here are some key facts. Founding date. The Marine Corps was founded on?
November 10th, 1775.
That's right. Covered that earlier. At the Ton Tavern in Philadelphia by which organization?
Well, organization, I'm not sure. The Continental Congress?
That's it. Stop right there.
Yeah.
This is celebrated annually as the Marine Corps birthday. The motto, the official motto, Semper Fidelis, which is Latin for
Always faithful.
that's right. Branch of service. The Marine Corps is a separate military service that falls under the Department
Of the Navy.
of the Navy. Primary mission of the U.S. Marine Corps is the country's leading crisis response force, specializing in amphibious warfare and the provisions of the Marine troops for what?
Well, I'm not sure what the question is.
Yeah.
You described the mission in the question. So, seize and defend advanced naval bases.
That's right. You got it.
Yeah.
Advanced bases. First to fight, Marines are often first to flight in conflicts that are trained to respond quickly to what?
Any insurgency or
Global threats.
Yeah.
Force structure. The Corps is structured around the Marine Air Ground Task Force.
MAGTAF, yeah.
Right. One of those acronyms that's often used in military.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Was
I forget what they all are.
that MAGTAF or MAGTOF? Big difference. Anyway, which combines ground, air, and logistic forces for self-sustained operations. Tradition and nicknames. The U.S. Marine Band, the oldest continuously active professional music group in America, has performed at every presidential inauguration since Thomas Jefferson in 1801. What is it called?
The president's own
Band. That's it. This nickname originated from a tall, stiff leather stock collar that Marines wore from 1798 to 1872 to protect their necks from sword slashes and maintain an upright posture. The standing collar on the Marine dress blue uniform is a vestige of this tradition.
Yeah, leathernecks.
I always thought that was a football term. I was wrong. This spirited battle cry is a motivational phrase used by Marines in adaptation of a sound heard from klaxon alarms on submarines.
The oorah, you're
Oorah.
talking?
Yeah. Oorah. How do you say it?
Oh, yeah, oorah. Oorah!
There you
there.
go. There you go.
All right.
It's only good coming from a Marine.
Didn't want to go there, but yeah.
The official mascot of the Marine Corps is
Chesty the Bulldog.
that's right, the English Bulldog Chesty, after legendary Lieutenant
Yeah,
General Lewis B. Chesty Puller.
you read all these. This is your second time through this
Oh, is it?
list. Yeah.
My bad. Did that. Yeah, we all did that. All right, a little salute to the Marine Corps, and of course they're having the having a parade tomorrow or what?
Now that there's various celebrations around. They'll do cake cutting
Yeah.
tonight. There's no. You don't necessarily have a parade. If you're at a major command or any outline command, you'll have a formation. There's a birthday ball ceremony, and you read the commandant's message, as I just did, and all those kind of things. Cake cutting. Yeah, that's standard throughout the Corps. Actually, that's already begun. They probably started in Hawaii here at, they're 12 hours ahead of us or whatever. So
Yeah.
we're well behind the bow wave on cake cutting here in North Carolina.
All right, our salute to the Marines. All right, moving on to today's sound bites. A Pittsburgh woman was handing out candy to trick-or-treaters on Halloween night, and due to the cold weather, her wedding ring slipped off her finger.
Oh.
Then she discovered it was gone. She worried it had fallen into one of the bags. Here is Maddie Carver on the fortunate story of getting it back from a mom.
news stories, and she was like, oh, I go look in my kid's bag. She's like, I know that I was around 27th and Larkins that night. And she immediately went and looked in the bag, and bling, bling, there it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's lucky.
Yeah, very.
I mean, that could have been anywhere, never found, never seen.
This is an England landmark. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. London landmark parts when fireworks are set off near it. The Olympic Velodrome was built in 2012 London Olympic Games, but now every time fireworks are set off near it, the Pringle-shaped building made sounds of flatulence. We think whoever this guy was that captured the sound couldn't live without that.
Yeah, okay.
The number one song on this week's Billboard Country Digital Song Sales chart is a song called Walk My Walk by an artist named Breaking Rust. Now, if you've never heard of Breaking Rust, it's because they're not a real artist. The Instagram for Breaking Rust describes it as only outlaw country and soul music for us, with no mention of that music being created entirely by a machine. Here's a piece of it.
You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down, I was born to rise. So kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
I guess that'd be a good chant for about a 10-mile run, huh?
Yeah, that probably would go. Good sea shanty there, yeah.
All right, let's hear from the late night Uni Boys from the weekend, which we're talking about Bill Maher, and see if he has anything better than the weekday.
Sushi chefs have to stop yelling "Irashimase" when I enter their restaurant. If I wanted to get yelled at the moment I walk in the door, I'd get married. Don't expect an outpouring of grief over the death of Dwayne Roberts, the inventor of the frozen burrito. Dwayne wasn't always what he seemed. He was warm on the outside, but on the inside, he could be very cold.
Tom Brady announced that his current dog is actually a clone of his previous dog who passed away 2 years ago. Brady also revealed that during his career, he went through 8 Grunks.
Lionsgate has released the first trailer for Michael, the upcoming biopic about Michael Jackson. And like Jackson, it starts out very dark, but ends in a much lighter tone.
All right. Well, happy 250th birthday to the Marines. Once a Marine, always a Marine, and it all started in a bar, thanks to Brady D'Angelo on 96.9 The Rock in Virginia. If we're posting the interesting story on Studio Think Tank over the weekend.
Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps, the only branch of the military that can say with a straight face, they were born in a bar. And not just any bar, the original Ton Tavern. Sure, the original building was torn down in 1781, but Marine veteran Monty Dom rebuilt it a block away, which kind of feels right. Marines don't wait for history to come back. They rebuild it, shine it up, and hold a ceremony with enough pride to crack a Liberty Bell. So cheers to the Marines, the only people who can turn a birthday party into a national moment and still be early for formation tomorrow. Semper Fi.
Okay. Today is tech history. Apple shipped the first iPod. Check it out.
Today in tech history. November 10th, 2001. Apple ships the first iPod. the device that changed the course of both music and technology industries. Update today, November 10th. Many people trash their old iPods, not realizing they could still be used as an external hard drive, mini storage for music, photos, and files. Or they were just embarrassed to be seen with old technology. This has been Today in Tech History.
Okay. Where are we, Stevie? Well, we do it here, I think. I'll get it next hour. Instead of trying to put it together now, wouldn't make much sense. All right. Here's a viral video from a guy who saw a van with a sales message on the back, and this guy really wants some meat. We combined some of the videos with the van. Here we go.
I've been honking at this dude because it says 20 ribeyes for $39.99. It says hunk if you want. I will pull over. I got to see what this guy's talking about. I've been honking at this guy for the past 5 to 10 minutes. I followed him to the parking lot. We pulled over. He was like, 5 o'clock on Friday, I don't have any meat left, but call me on Monday. No business cards. I'm already skeptical. I feel like I got to see it through. I did contact him, but it fell through for one reason or another. It's still possible in the future that we will still do a video.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Target is urging their employees to appear more jolly in the stores this holiday shopping season. They are now required to smile if they're within 10 feet of a shopper. They should also make eye contact, wave to, or greet customers.
Where is this? Walmart?
Target.
Oh, in Target.
Target.
Oh, okay.
Here's a drop of Kristen Wiig's Target lady character.
Thanks for coming to Target! Okay. Well, it's kind of odd that, you'd have to tell your employees to, try to brighten up the place and be pleasant to customers and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wendy's is set to close hundreds of locations across the U.S. as part of their, quote, turnaround plan. Here's actress Clara Peller yelling her Wendy's catchphrase, "Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?"
There you go.
Yeah, what are they going to modernize, tear the old ones down, build new ones, and whatever?
God, man, they're just worn out. It's time to go.
Well, some of the other ones have been doing that.
Yeah.
Burger King, is it Burger King? They've been tearing some of their old stuff down and rebuilding. So.
Well, they got good food. Sometimes, at least locally, the line is ridiculously long because of the ridiculously slow service. Just some observations I've heard from other people. Jim Carrey, comedian, inducted Soundgarden into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Saturday night. He said he insisted they be the musical guest when he hosted SNL in 1996. He also broke into one of the most beloved characters while telling the story. Later, he and Chris Cornell, eldest daughter, introduced the band with Brandi Carlile and Taylor Momsen sharing the vocals. Here we go.
After the show, they handed me what is to this day one of my most prized possessions, the Fender Telecaster Chris played on the show. Signed by the whole band. Pay no attention to the burn marks on the pickguard. Someone backstage was playing with matches.
Carrie and Momsen had a fun reunion 25 years after starring in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Meanwhile, I got time. No, I don't have time for that one. Or that one. Or that one. It's just too long. So we'll have to, that was New Dog, Honey, making her microphone debut there.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, yeah, unfortunately, drawing the blank of a century. My last dog passed away, and this young one, a year and a half to 2 years old, took his place, and he's now sitting on the mantle, the old one, occupying his space next to two other rock stars I used to own. All right, right now it's sunny, 41 degrees here in the Sand Hills area. Humidity 71%. Here comes your 8 o'clock news.
With multiple cold fronts passing through the area through the rest of this weekend, we'll see the chance for some scattered showers and storms. Then very chilly air arrives to start the coming week. The highest chance for showers and storms overnight tonight will be towards the Sand Hills. Some of those could be strong, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are also possible late tonight. Mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Partly cloudy for your Sunday afternoon. Highs will reach the mid-70s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The government shutdown is one step closer to ending. Last night, the Senate took a procedural vote, and Republicans, with the assistance of 8 Democrats, advanced a bill to fund the government into January.
Democrats are coalescing around a bipartisan agreement to fund the government. Some, however, are still resisting. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer emerged from an evening caucus meeting telling reporters, "I'm voting no," as he walked to the Senate floor.
Therefore, I must vote no.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says the time has come to put the shutdown behind us.
From the truly precarious situation we are in with regard to air travel to the fact that our staffs have been working without pay for a full 40 days now, all of us, Republicans and Democrats who support this bill, know that the time to act is now.
Bernie Bennett, Washington.
And once the Senate takes a final vote, assuming it passes the bill, the measure goes to the House. If approved there, it's on to President Trump. In the meantime, the shutdown continues, day 41 now, and it's messing up the travel plans of a lot of people.
Air travel remains a headache for travelers after U.S. airlines canceled more than 2,000 flights on Sunday, in addition to more than 7,000 flight delays. Federal food assistance for tens of millions of people is also being delayed, and tens of thousands of federal workers are still going unpaid.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston, the number of flight delays or cancellations so far today tops 2,500, according to FlightAware.com. Last night, a federal appeals court ruled the administration must fully fund SNAP food benefits. It will have to happen soon unless the Supreme Court has other ideas and decides to intervene. President Trump is raising the idea of many Americans getting a $2,000 per person tariffs dividend check. It is not a done deal, just a trial balloon he floated the other day on Truth Social. On Wall Street, Dow futures up 169, NASDAQ futures ahead 369. More on these stories at townhall.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ETHOS.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
A shakeup at the BBC, and there's a Trump angle.
The head of the BBC and the British broadcaster's top news executive have both resigned following criticism of the way the organisation edited a speech by US President Donald Trump. The BBC said Director General Tim Davie and News CEO Deborah Turness had both decided to leave the corporation. Turness was in London to see her legal teams on Monday and took questions from local media.
I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased.
Britain's publicly funded national broadcaster has been accused of editing a speech Trump made on January 6 in 2021 before protesters attacked the Capitol in Washington. Critics say the edit that was part of a BBC documentary was misleading and cut out a section where Trump said he wanted supporters to demonstrate peacefully. Nayan Kim, London.
News and analysis, townhall.com. President Trump has done something that a U.S. president has not done in quite a long time.
President Donald Trump has become the first sitting president in nearly a half-century at a regular season NFL game. He attended the Washington Commanders contest against the Detroit Lions on Sunday. House Speaker Mike Johnson was among those who joined Trump in a suite at Northwest Stadium. Before the president's arrival, he flew over the stadium in Air Force One. Only 2 other times did a president go to an NFL game during the regular season while in office: Richard Nixon in 1969 and Jimmy Carter in 1978. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
China is stepping up its drive to attract skilled tech talent from abroad. Beijing has announced a new visa scheme. It's aimed at wooing foreign professionals in science and tech, dubbed the K visa, similar to the H-1B visa in the U.S. More on these stories, townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ray Daley, Ray on the right, the Reagan Republican running for the North Carolina State Senate. My opponent, Senator Tom McGinnis, voted for Governor Cooper's Medicaid expansion and even to ban coastal shrimping, a move that would have put thousands of hardworking North Carolinians out of work. That's not conservative leadership. That's Democrat behavior. It's time for a senator who stands with our fishermen, our families, and our conservative values. I'm Ray Daley, the Reagan Republican, and I'm asking you for your vote for North Carolina Senate. Ray Daley, smart growth, not uncontrolled expansion. Paid for by Committee to elect Ray Daley for Senate.
JB Short Carpet One is your locally owned Benjamin Moore paint retailer. Come in today and discover the quality and durability of Benjamin Moore paint in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. At JB Short, you'll get one-on-one expert advice for contractors and homeowners alike. No matter how big or small the job is, trust Benjamin Moore paint and your local Benjamin Moore retailer, JB Short Carpet One. JB Short Carpet One, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Vass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
From start to finish, we get the job done right. Professional and caring, you're comfortable day or night. We're the local family, you can count on us. Right there, right on time, the ones you come to trust. 4 Seasons Heating and Air. Get comfortable with us.
4 Seasons in West End on Highway 211, 910-235-0606.
Fall is in the air and Thanksgiving is around the corner. This is Dr. Terry Ann Sams of Sandhills Weekend Dental. My staff and I are giving thanks for this wonderful country and Sandhills community. We are especially grateful for the opportunity to help our patients eat, kiss, and smile better. Give us a call at 910-687-4423 or visit sandhillsweekenddental.com.
Garage door broken? If it is, your home is not as safe as it could be. Call Superior Overhead Doors today. Whether you need repairs or full replacement, you can count on us. With over 20 years of experience, no job is too big. Active duty military receive $20 off repairs and $50 off installation. So call Superior Overhead Doors today at 910-992-6227 or visit us online at superioroverheaddoorsllc.com for a free estimate.
This is Amy from Main Street Glass, your choice for custom residential and commercial glass installations. We specialize in creating stunning glass solutions tailored to your unique wants and needs. Whether it's sleek glass partitions for your office, a custom frameless shower enclosure for your home, or a custom mirror, we can do it all. Elevate your space with Main Street Glass. To schedule your free estimate, call 910-639-6336 or visit us at 195 Pinehurst Avenue next to Comfort Made Blinds in Southern Pines.
Since 1994, Lee Christian School offers academic excellence rooted in God's Word. Students grow not only in knowledge, but in godly character and action. We teach, lead, and coach on the firm foundation of Scripture. As Proverbs 1:7 reminds us,
"The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction."
Our mission is to develop the whole student spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially, instilling biblical principles across academics, fine arts, and athletics. Join a school where students are challenged to stand out for Christ. As Romans 12:2 says,
"Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind."
Discover the difference at Lee Christian School. Visit leechristian.org today.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152, 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
NCI News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. The Senate took the first step to end the government shutdown Sunday after a group of moderate Democrats agreed to proceed without a guaranteed extension of health care subsidies. UNC economics professor Gerald Cohen tells NCI News.
People are going to say, do I continue to pay these health care premiums? And if so, what am I going to have to cut? Another option is, do you say, I'm going to go without health care? And that has implications.
President Trump has pardoned Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, and the president's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, from North Carolina, among dozens of others dealing with crimes surrounding the 2020 election. The search continues for accused murderer Dominique Conley in the eastern part of the state. According to the Craven County Sheriff's Office, Craven County Sheriff Chip Hughes told WCTI.
We're going to keep the pressure on, and anytime anything like this comes in, you can expect to see this kind of presence.
The cold temperatures of the fall so far have arrived in North Carolina. Meanwhile, snow showers are also expected in the mountains today. WSOC meteorologist Keith Mundy tells us.
In the mountains, the snow showers have begun, and there's a lot more out to the west that will just keep piling in up there to the high country.
A new study published in the journal Frontiers in Medicine finds that some of the symptoms of chronic fatigue syndrome could be linked to irregular breathing. Dr. Donna Massini is a professor of cardiology at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York.
They need to retrain their respiratory muscles to become more coordinated.
NC State University has expanded their Wolfpack Connect program to all community colleges in the state. North Carolina Community College System President Dr. Jeff Cox told NCN News.
We're also expanding with a workforce Pell at the federal level. Anybody in North Carolina who wants to pursue education and get some kind of degree, there's a pathway.
You're listening to NCN News.
The North Carolina Healthcare Association invites you to listen to this month's podcast, Conversations on the State of Healthcare. This month, we dive into a project that's making big waves in Charlotte and beyond. It's called The Pearl, a bold reimagining of how healthcare, education, and innovation come together. My guest, Hillary Crittenden, leads operations for The Pearl and has played an important role in its growth and development.
The Pearl is an innovation district. We brought together medical education, cutting-edge research, and really big and small players in the healthcare space who are advancing science in a really interesting way, all together in one place.
You can learn more and join our latest Conversations on the State of Healthcare wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and find out more by visiting nchealthcare.org.
For travelers of the nation's airports, including North Carolina, it's not easy to get where you want to go. WINS reporter Glenn Schuck at New Jersey's Newark Liberty International Airport heard one man's story.
For travelers like Aaron, all these delays and cancellations, a bit more than they can take.
I came into New York for a weekend with my daughter, celebrating her 19th birthday. We had a great time.
Well, that's good.
And then we tried to fly out last night. We went on different flights because she went back to college. She got out about 3 hours late. My flight got delayed, and finally got canceled.
Wait, you've been here all night?
Yeah.
Glenn Schuck for CBS News, Newark Liberty Airport.
Making sure life-saving medicine is available when it needs to be is the goal of a project called Naloxone Near Mead. Delsha Carpenter is a researcher and professor at UNC.
Back when fentanyl was first infiltrating the drug supply, I lost 2 friends to opioid overdoses about 2 weeks apart. And so then that's what prompted my shift into trying to increase access to naloxone.
A new study pours cold water on President Trump's advice to pregnant women, warning of a possible link between a popular painkiller and autism.
The British medical journal fast-tracked publication of this study to provide prospective mothers and their doctors with reliable information. This after the Trump administration's guidance that paracetamol, also known as acetaminophen or Tylenol, may raise a pregnant woman's risk of having a child with autism. In their umbrella review, the researchers conclude that the quality of the few papers which indicated that link ranged from low to critically low. Any apparent link between the painkiller and autism, they say, is probably explained by family genetics and other factors. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Looking for answers when it comes to cooking the Thanksgiving turkey? Help is on the way. Turkey Talk Line experts from Butterball are back to answer Thanksgiving cooking questions. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Scattered showers and a few storms are possible overnight. Some of those storms towards the Sandhills could be stronger, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are possible late tonight, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Then isolated showers are possible on Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid-70s. More scattered showers and a couple of storms are possible overnight Sunday into Monday, then sunny with highs at around 50 Monday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sandhills area, we have clear skies, 42 degrees, humidity 67%, dew points at 32, winds are north-northeast at 1, and pressure 2996. It is 8:15 straight up. Let's take a look at your Sandhills news for this Monday morning. A father is facing charges after his car rolled away and went down an embankment with his 4-year-old child inside. The incident occurred at the Circle K gas station at the corner of Highway 211 and 15501 in Aberdeen Saturday night. The Mercedes sedan rolled out of the parking lot across Highway 211 and plunged down the embankment by the Public Works facility on South Pine Street and Mofield Way. According to authorities, the man got out of his vehicle and went inside the store without realizing the car was rolling across the parking lot. A witness stated that when the man was left the store, he immediately returned and said someone had taken his car. The father was handcuffed at the scene and placed in the back of a patrol car. Aberdeen police did not confirm the specific charges he faces, but they indicated that multiple charges are pending. His identity has not yet been released. And Friday night, lights in the Moore County Sports Complex had nothing to do with football and everything to do with bragging rights and charity as employees, volunteers, elected officials, and residents filled the stands for the second annual Battle of the North softball game between the towns of Carthage and Robbins. It all started this summer when Carthage Mayor Jimmy Chalfinch sent a letter to Robbins Mayor Cam Dockery challenging a rematch after last year's defeat. Robbins accepted the challenge at a town meeting with last year's trophy on display. From there, things got heated almost online with friendly social media trash talk, imaginary trade rumors, and a few joking threats about checking payrolls for qualified players. Ron and Don Marley, twin brothers from Robbins, are in the USSA Hall of Fame, suited up for their hometown. They were honored before the game and watched from the coach's box and dugouts. That's your latest Sandhills news this morning from the Sandhills Sentinel. And, of course, you can always go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:19. Sports is next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Stay in the game with the Clark Chevrolet Cadillac Sports Report. Family owned and operated for over half a century, they do it all. Sales, service, parts, collision repair, and they never charge a dock fee. Nestled in the heart of Pinehurst, Clark Chevrolet Cadillac, fueling your passion for sports.
NCN Sports, I'm John Champion. Those slim hopes for a Carolina Panthers playoff run got even more slim on Sunday. Carolina lost at home to New Orleans 17-7. The Saints came in 1-8 and started a rookie quarterback and still outgained Carolina 388 yards to 175. Bryce Young threw for just 124 yards. He turned the ball over twice and saw his 4-game win streak as a starter end. After the game, Young said,
"Yeah, I got to keep the ball out of harm's way. That's on me. I have to make better decisions. I have to do a better job with the ball. As a quarterback, as a leader, it all falls on my shoulders. I have to be better with that. I'll work to be better."
The Washington Commanders dropped their 5th straight, falling to the Lions 44-22. Jared Goff tossed 3 touchdowns in that one. In late action, the Chargers rolled past the Steelers 25-10 for their 3rd straight win. Pittsburgh's offense struggled, going 0 for 9 on 3rd down until a late-game touchdown drive. To college hoops now, tough news for the 25th-ranked UNC men. Senior guard Seth Trimble is out indefinitely after breaking his left forearm in a workout. Surgery is scheduled for this week. In women's action, number 9 NC State lost a heartbreaker to number 18 Southern Cal, 69-68. So Brooks led the pack with 24 points and 11 rebounds. Duke rolled in its home opener, beating Holy Cross 91-48. Toby Fournier scored 27 with 9 boards. After the game, Coach Carol Lawson said there will be lineup changes during non-conference play.
There's not like, if you see us do that, nobody's getting demoted and nobody's getting it's just the group that we think against that matchup that's going to help us.
And onto the ice, the Carolina Hurricanes rallied past Toronto 5-4 for their 4th straight win. Rookie defenseman Charles Alexis Legault cut his hand on a skate and did not return. Despite the injuries piling up, Coach Rod Brindamore says the team keeps battling.
It's impressive for me is just how we found ways to get it done. And tonight was kind of everybody.
You're listening to NCN Sports.
You don't need a 4-year degree to have a rewarding career that makes a difference in people's lives every day. As a public power line worker, you'll build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system to keep the lights on in your community. 4 months in a community college program provides the training you need to begin your career as an apprentice line worker in public power. And being a local government employee in North Carolina comes with excellent benefits. To learn more about line worker and other public power careers, visit electricities.com.
Scams increase during the Medicare open enrollment period, so stay alert. Never give your Medicare, Social Security, credit card, or bank account numbers to anyone who contacts you unexpectedly and claims to be from Medicare. Your caller ID may show Medicare's name or phone, but caller ID can be spoofed. Just hang up. Visit ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Former UNC Tar Heel Ben Griffin keeps his hot streak going on the PGA Tour. Griffin, who starred at East Chapel Hill High, fired a final round 63 to win the Worldwide Technology Championship in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. He finished at 29 under, 2 shots clear of Chad Ramey, marking his 3rd PGA Tour victory of the season. Former UNC Wilmington standout Trevor Cohn also had a strong week, finishing tied for 4th at 26 under. Remembering 2 legends of the game, NBA Hall of Famer Lenny Wilkins has died at 88. The 9-time All-Star and one of the league's greatest point guards, Wilkins went on to coach more games than anyone in NBA history and was inducted into the Hall of Fame 3 times. Also passing this weekend, former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue. He led the league from 1989 to 2006, overseeing expansion and record profits. Paul Tagliabue was 84. John Champion, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say,
life moves pretty fast.
Now I need a new sidekick.
Here's some advice for you, friend. Don't press your luck. 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
Hi, this is Katherine Phelps, owner of Appliances and More. This Christmas season, we're celebrating you, our customers, with a Christmas Eve appliance giveaway. Stop by our store in the Town & Country Shopping Center in Aberdeen and sign up to win one of 3 amazing prizes: a Frigidaire upright freezer, an Electrolux front-loaded washer and dryer set, or the new Frigidaire electric slide-in range with the fresh baked pizza option. It's our way of saying thank you for your support and friendship all year long. No purchase necessary. See store for details.
Here in the Pines, neighbors know where to go for the best deals and the best service. The locally owned, award-winning Cooper Ford in Carthage. Voted best car dealership and best service department. Cooper Ford isn't just award-winning. They're hometown proud. Locally owned with friendly faces who treat you like family and prices that can't be beat. That's why more of your neighbors choose Cooper Ford, and you should too. So start shopping today at cooperford.net. Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Carolina Air & Power is proud to partner with Dakin for Operation Warm Wishes. They're donating and installing a brand new high-efficiency HVAC system for a local family in need, bringing warmth, safety, and peace of mind to one deserving home. Know somebody who could use a helping hand? Nominate a neighbor, friend, or community member by sharing their story. Nominations open October 16th through November 21st, and the winner will be announced on Giving Tuesday, December 2nd. Help us warm a home and a heart this season. Visit CarolinaAir.com for details.
On the line with me right now is Mike Hess. Mike, you had some pain that you wanted to get rid of. Tell us about that.
About 8 weeks ago, I hurt my back pulling some posts out of the ground. Within a few days after that, I had sciatic nerve going down my leg all the way into my foot. I could not walk. I couldn't even use crutches. It hurt so bad. Bad thing about it, I was out of town for a week. I came back in town. My first appointment was with Dr. Wright. She treated me with what she calls ultra-shock wave therapy. I got treated once a week for 4 weeks. My pain level threshold right now, it's been 7 weeks total, and I am probably 99% pain-free. I feel great. I'm able to walk, able to work.
Are you happy you did it?
Absolutely.
Say goodbye to pain. Visit Pinecone Medical Center at 30 Parker Lane in Pinehurst, or call them at 910-420-1911 or on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
Oh, yeah. Relive it remodeling. With the holiday season approaching, now is a good time to get your remodeling ideas handled. Whenever I have a remodeling project, I always call the great folks at Relive It Remodeling. They come out, listen to my ideas, and help me select the right course of action. Then they give me a free estimate so that I can make an informed decision. They have over 2,000 satisfied customers, so I know I'm dealing with a quality company. Steve Lita Adams and Larry Postlethwaite are 2 great remodelers you want to meet. Steve also owns and operates WEEB Radio here in town. And when he's not on the radio, you can catch him on the construction sites by calling his cell phone at 910-690-2946. Let me suggest you first check out their website at reliveitremodeling.com. I promise you, it will be the best remodeling decision you ever made.
Merry Christmas from the Dorita Porter State Farm Agency in Southern Pines. We would like to thank all of our wonderful customers for placing their trust in us. We wish you and your family peace, love, and happiness this holiday season, and a happy new year.
Sandy Ridge Memory Care provides all the amenities of home while providing personalized resident care and a dedication to a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for your loved one. Providing care for dementia and Alzheimer's population has been our specialty for over 20 years. Research has proven that a loving, structured, and intimate home environment successfully fulfills the needs of both the one affected by dementia and Alzheimer's, as well as the family caregivers. As one of the largest memory care facilities in North Carolina, we feature 3 separate secure units within our community. Each wing is designed for individual needs and preferences. Call for an appointment or just drop in to tour our facility and discover for yourself the care that sets us apart. Located only minutes from Moore County and surrounding areas, Sandy Ridge Memory Care is the right place at the right time on Bowman Road in Candor or online at sandyridgeliving.com. Call 910-974-6000.
Book your holiday event at Homewood Suites by Hilton. From banquet to ballroom and full bar available. Make it all inclusive with block room reservations. Call 910-255-0300. Homewood Suites, Olmsted Village, Pinehurst.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
From Coach Pete's Money Desk, America's wealth coach and best-selling author, Coach Pete D'Arruda. Coach, with the private sector pension now pretty much gone, it's really on us.
Yes. Well, yeah, you are. You're on your own, and companies shifted the burden of retirement from themselves, which used to give you a pension, to you. So it's no fun to save in that 401k, but if you save now, you have a whole lot more money in the future. And what you do when you have a lump sum in the 401k is you roll it into a place which will give you a growth potential, a protecting that growth. In other words, you won't give it back, no fees, and then it will give you a lifetime income you can't outlive. If you haven't seen this, you really need to. Let's look at what you have put aside, what that could translate to for a lifetime income that will put you in control of retirement. Call now. We'll do one for you. No cost or obligation.
919-415-1716, 919-415-1716, or text COACH to 600-700. Coach, you're all about safety first in retirement.
Safety first. I stole that from an OSHA person because safety first at factories, safety first at workplaces, but safety first in the financial world. So the core amount of your money, the money you're going to need to have fun all through retirement, pay all the bills through retirement. So you got to have your bill paying and your fun all together in a place you can't lose. That's the core. The core is protected. It's going to grow your money. It's going to protect your money. It's going to give you a lifetime income you can never outlive. And we know with certainty ahead of time, 20, 30 years ahead of time, we can tell you what your minimum income will be for the money you put in the core accounts. Now, you notice I said the minimum. You could have more income in the future, but never less. So it's a whole lot easier to plan retirement when you know you're going to have more money than you thought, not less.
It is for sure. Call Coach Pete and the team, 919-415-1716, 919-415-1716, or text COACH to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered through Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
With multiple cold fronts passing through the area through the rest of this weekend, we'll see the chance for some scattered showers and storms. Then very chilly air arrives to start the coming week. The highest chance for showers and storms overnight tonight will be towards the Sandhills. Some of those could be strong, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are also possible late tonight. Mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Partly cloudy for your Sunday afternoon. Highs will reach the mid 70s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Semper Fi.
What are we celebrating?
What are we celebrating?
Celebrating the Marine Corps' birthday.
The Marine Corps birthday.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, baby.
Because Marines are not allowed to die without permission.
Happy birthday, United States Marine Corps.
Today, you are Marines.
Hoorah. Showtime.
Seems like there's two girls for every man until walking
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Happy birthday, Marines, 250th. I know there's several celebrations out there in various places, so, get out there and enjoy the day. Don't overdo, and, have a good day.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live audio stream and video stream. Both of those are going right now at our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page at our website is that icon that says On the Air Listen Live. Click it once you're listening that quick. If you want to watch us do it, well, you can do that too. Watch and see it at the same time. Quite an accomplishment. Go to our website and go to the middle of the page where it says On the Air Listen Live. Click that once, and you should be listening that quick. Just look at today's date. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Well, let's see here. It's going to be nice, well, a little cooler today than it has been for sure. Look for sunny skies today, 49 is the best we'll do. Tonight, partly cloudy, 27. Tuesday, sunny and 48. Wednesday, sunny and 60. We gradually warm up from there. Sunny and 64 on Thursday. Friday, sunny, 64. And Saturday, more sunshine and 68. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are north-northeast of 1, pressure 29.96, dew point 32, humidity 67%. It is currently sunny and 42 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Ocean Boulevard. It is 8:36 past the hour on this Monday morning. Say happy birthday again to the Marines, celebrating their 250th anniversary in style. We did a little tribute last hour for it. Hope you were here for it. All right, moving on to other stuff. Let's see here. Finish up our sound bites this morning. All right, we know what the headlines are from last hour, but we always have to ask the old question, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. A climate summit is taking place in Brazil. This is where world leaders fly in on private jets, then make us feel uncomfortable for not recycling. The Funko Company is in serious financial trouble. Fans of the collectibles will have to wait and see if Funko pops. The man who discovered the structure of DNA died. His legacy will continue to shine whenever you put a black light up to a comforter at a Motel 6. And a Hungarian man set a record by spending 144 hours playing the video game Dance Dance Revolution. The record? Most annoyed downstairs neighbors. This is not headline news.
All right, another not headline news. Images of President Trump with his eyes closed at the Oval Office event have gone viral. President's supporters are dismissing this story as fake snooze. 85-year-old Nancy Pelosi is retiring. So young, responded the rest of Congress. 49% of surveyed Americans say ages 65 and older say they're aging well. The other 51% are, of course, in Congress. Scientists say humans may be able to go backwards in time in just 4 years. That raises a huge ethical question. Do we stop baby Hitler or baby Taylor Swift? A climate summit is taking place in Brazil. This is where world leaders fly in on private jets that make us feel terrible about not recycling. A Hungarian man set a record for spending 144 hours playing the video game Dance Dance Revolution. The record? Most annoyed downstairs neighbors. Bhutan leads the world in the most working hours. On top of the list for the least working hours, of course, is the U.S. Congress. They're gone about 6 months out of the year for one thing or another.
Well, they're not going to get anything done next year because they got to go home and campaign.
Yeah. A California city banned tobacco because you don't want those unsightly ashtrays to get in the way of homeless encampments. A man started hallucinating a woman with large breasts after having laser surgery to remove scar tissues from his right eye. So he went back to the hospital to have the same surgery on his left eye. He's now suing his doctors because it was only temporary. Noah and Olivia top the list of the most popular name for babies for 2025. The least popular baby name is RFK Jr. A January 6th rider who was pardoned by President Trump was recently arrested for kidnapping and sexual assault. So, if you count on our democracy, this is the second time he's tried to kidnap and assault something. The man who discovered the substitute gym teacher in Wisconsin showed up to work drunk. Shockingly, usually substitute gym teachers have such higher character. Only 6% of Americans think they have a below average IQ. There's even a name for them. It's a Democrats' audience. The Funko company is in serious financial trouble. I guess their bubble has popped. Paparazzi's caught Ben Affleck with a mysterious woman. The mystery is, why is she with Ben Affleck? Kris Jenner celebrated her 70th birthday with James Bond-themed party because 007 is the number of dollars she earned in her life that didn't come from exploiting one of her children, and because her IQ is 007. Sydney Sweeney says she fight in a charity boxing match, and if Charity is a stripper and the ring is covered in oil, I would watch. Gwyneth Paltrow may do another Marvel movie. I'll only see it if her superpower is not talking. Michael Jackson earned $105 million this year.
Yeah.
Pretty good for being dead.
Yep. His heirs earned $105 million. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael, for dying so we could inherit this.
Right. Exactly.
When it comes to a dead guy doing stuff, nobody impresses me more than Joe Biden. And Antonio Brown is in custody for attempted murder.
They're going to ship him off where? To Bahrain or somewhere?
Something like that.
Jeez.
He's pled not guilty by reason of being Antonio Brown. And
he always was a little different.
And that's your not headline news for today. All righty.
Yeah, Qatar. Yeah, you can't go over to those countries and do stupid stuff. You'll get nabbed. And the only reason you know about these things that are happening is because Antonio Brown has a little bit of notoriety. But yeah, people are getting hammered over in those places all the time.
Here's viral video from a guy who saw a van with sales message. Let me start that again. Here's viral video from a guy who saw a van with sales message on the back of this guy's really. That doesn't make any sense at all. Skip it. As an England landmark. Well, we did that too. All right. Target. Did that. Boy, we did a lot of this stuff already. David Letterman inducted Warren Zevon. Is that right pronounced?
Warren Zevon, yeah.
Into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on Saturday night. He said he was brought to tears when Warren gave him a gift after his last appearance on The Late Show. Dave then handed the gift to the lead guitarist of the Killers, and they did a great performance of a Zevon classic.
Yeah, he's the Werewolves of London song. That's
the last time I saw Warren, after the show, Warren goes up to his dressing room. He's got a guitar there that he's used every time he's appeared on our show. He picks up the guitar and he puts it in the guitar case. He hands it to me and he says, "Take care of this for me." So for 22 years, I have taken care of the guitar. This is the guitar right here. Tonight it's going back to work.
I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. The ass hit the fan. Send lawyers, guns, and money.
Yeah, that was another one of his classics, Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
Yeah. It thrilled me. I know it did you, too.
Yeah, actually, that's one guy I kind of liked, some of his songs.
Okay. Cyndi Lauper got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Saturday night. Here's part of what she said. She also performed a song with Ray, is that right? R-A-Y-E? Then her biggest hit with Arvel Lavange. I'm not up to these 21st century names. Arvel Lavange?
I have no clue.
You got me too. Here we go.
I know that I stand on the shoulders of the women in the industry that came before me, and my shoulders are broad enough to have the women that come after me stand on mine.
Yeah, I think that name you're talking about, Avril Lavigne, is that the name she was? Yeah, she's
probably
Irish,
pronounced that way.
Irish or something. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we got some. Let me throw it up here right quick. No, we don't. Screw it. This ain't my day for finding stuff. All right. Let's move on to things we need to know today so we don't sound stupid. Carol Burnett has donated more than 140 of her industry honors, including her Emmys, Grammys, and Golden Globes, to UCLA. The gift coincides with the launch of the Carol Burnett Endowed Undergraduate Scholarship in Musical Theater. Say that 10 times. The 2026 Grammy nominations were announced last Friday, with Kendrick Lamar leading the pack with 9 nods, followed by Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter, and Bad Bunny with 6 each. A month after Mark Sanchez was involved in a near-fatal flight while in Indianapolis to call an NFL game for Fox, the company has handed the quarterback-turned-broadcaster his pink slip.
Yeah, apparently he got drunked up somewhere and knifed a guy in an alley or something. I guess they got in a push and shoving match about something or other.
Pulled a Howard Cosell on him, did they?
Man,
Getting drunk on the air?
Yeah, I don't know. It was, I guess he really cut the guy up pretty good, apparently.
Dick Cheney's funeral will be held on Thursday, November 20th at the Washington National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. Check out the first trailer for the new Michael Jackson biopic on YouTube. It's called Michael and stars his nephew, Jafar Jackson. After being in print for over 2 centuries, the Farmer's Almanac will end its run with the 2026 edition.
Oh, really?
Say it ain't so, Joe. Yeah, it's going to be pricey. Thanksgiving. Wholesale turkey prices have spiked by 75% since October last year, climbing from 94 cents per pound at that point to $1.71 per pound last month. Journey has announced a farewell tour beginning with 60 North American shows running late February through early July. According to a new study, 63% of the young adults ages 18 through 34 and 53% of parents have considered leaving the U.S. due to the State of the Union. The Trump administration has announced that IRS Direct File, the electronic system for filing tax returns for free, will not be offered next year. What's my accountant to do?
I don't know. I tried to use that one year and it was left a little
not
bit
consumer friendly.
No, I didn't think so anyway.
Slime, Battleship, and Trivial Pursuit have been inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame. A company in China has rolled out a very human-like robot powered by solid-state battery. It has 3 turning AI chips, 62 active joints, walks, talks, and performs daily tasks like human-like precision. I should say with human-like precision. One store has already announced that they're going to have them greeting shoppers next year. Hello, welcome to Walmart. This is a recording.
I can't wait to see the stories about how those things get abused.
Shut the hell up or I'll knock you across this store.
Yeah, that stuff's going to go over well, I'm sure.
You talking to me?
Yeah, they'll put those things in the trash bin pretty quick.
Be the quickest dumping of $50,000 you have ever seen.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not down here at our Walmart, but I can think of some places where those things will just get trashed very fast. And we're having a little snack here.
Yeah. I know that scene needs finishing up. I don't need you to prep it. Talking to the dog. The Lego Starship Enterprise model will be released November 28th, includes 3,600 pieces and will cost you $400. You can pre-order now.
$400?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
By the way, in case you were wondering how many Legos it would take to build a life-size replica of the Eiffel Tower, well, you'll need 41,631,420. No, let's take that back. Let's see.
A lot.
Hundred thousands, millions, billions. 41,631,420,091 Lego bricks. Like you cared.
And keep the cats away from it.
Russell Crowe says that cutting out alcohol was the big reason behind his recent 61-pound weight loss. That always helps. At Florida's basketball game against Northern Florida's redshirt freshman Oliver Rooks made his team debut by playing for the team all 7 foot 9 inches of him. Can a 7 foot 9 inch guy really play basketball worth a hoot?
Well, all he's got to do is stand there, and if
I was gonna say,
if he can throw a basket, yeah,
you can alley-oop him all night long. Surely you can get some return for
I
that.
mean, he's almost shooting down at the basket. It's like throwing a wad of paper in the trash can.
Yeah, doesn't have to straighten out his elbows.
No.
Some are saying that Katy Perry's new song Band-Aids shed some light on the reason she and Orlando Bloom broke up. If you are a Jessica Simpson fan,
No.
you really don't want to see her after her latest plastic surgery.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You know, why can't these people just age gracefully? I mean, so many of them. I haven't seen the picture of what she looks like. It must be pretty horrendous. And some of these others that do the plastic surgery are just, they're horror freak shows when they're done.
The average person says this at least 5 times a day. What are they saying?
I don't think I can say that on the air.
No, the correct answer is thank you.
Thank you. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And from my Did You Know category.
I had you. I got that right.
You got that part. You got 50%, so there. Research suggests that people who drink a cup of tart cherry juice at night tend to have better sleep quality.
Yeah, there's a variety of natural products that are really good for you, and the tart cherry is, if you like the taste, a lot of people don't. The cranberry juice thing, the tart cherry, etc., and they have some benefits. So yeah, you can look it up online. They'll tell you what some of those drinks are good for.
Let's see here.
Full of vinegar is good for you too.
And a survey asking about common ways people have wrecked their phones, 42% said they put it in the washing machine.
Put it in the washing machine.
Yeah, that's what happens when you got them in your pant pockets instead of in a proper holster. American Toys, the hula hoop has been banned in several countries around the world because it stimulates passion.
Oh, it's suggestive, the hula hoop?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, see, that's what you got coming here. Wait till you see what happens in New York. I can't. I just shake my head when I think of some of these people out there supporting this garbage. And yeah. Have you already, I've seen it already. You really have to look for it. But, in London, they had a gay pride trans parade or whatever. And, yeah, those people got chased down the street, man. The Londoners, if you want to call them Londoners, were having none of that. And, even though these trans and gay people were out there supporting Palestine or whatever, the Muslims there, they weren't having it. They were roundly beaten.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what's coming for you, you useful idiots.
11% of adults say they have smoked weed at McDonald's.
Smoked weed in McDonald's. Well, there's another reason not to go to McDonald's.
Yeah. Don't you hate it when you walk through a cloud of pot smoke? Irritates the starch out of me. Jackie, yeah, because it's in your clothes, it's in your nose, you can't get it out.
You can tell all the time.
Jack is the most common male character name in movie scripts.
Who?
Jack.
Jack in movie scripts.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Jack.
Yeah. And almost 90% of people surveyed said if the babysitter asked for a raise, they give it to them. anything's better than going back home to those kids.
Well, yeah, if you have a good babysitter, you want to keep them.
Yeah, you feel like your kids are safe. All right, thank you, Colonel. Happy birthday to you and the Marines.
Thank you.
So it goes for this Monday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a titillating Tuesday morning with the LeaderMan. Until then, be sure to support the advertisers you hear on WEEB, because they're the backbone of our existence here in Moore County. Because when you give them first crack at your spending dollars, your dollars stay here, roll over, and create jobs for all of us. And if you want to find out why talk radio is so effective in its form of advertising, well, call us here at WEEB and let us show you why. It won't cost you a penny to find out. And then you, too, will probably be in agreeing with us. All right, that's it for me, the LeaderMan, and Nick, and, well, I should say, Honey, the dog. We'll see you today at the dog park.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.
So, what have we learned? Heck, I don't know. But this is one crazy show. Bye now.
Cut! That's it. Go home, everybody. None of this ever happened.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I think we're through here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. That's pretty much all I got, man.
Okay, class dismissed. Rock on!
Well, let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst.
Thank news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. On Capitol Hill last night.
On this vote, the yeas are 60 and the nays are 40.
In a procedural vote, the Senate has passed a bill to reopen the government, funding it for a couple of months. Republicans got the 60 votes they needed when 8 Democrats crossed the partisan divide to vote for the bill.
The Senate voted to move forward on compromise legislation that would advance 3 annual spending bills and fund the government until late January in exchange for a mid-December vote on extending health care subsidies. The agreement also includes a reversal of the mass firings of federal workers by the Trump administration since the shutdown began, and would ensure that federal workers receive back pay.
Correspondent Greg Clugston reports it could still be several days before final votes are taken and the president signs a bill to reopen the government. New Hampshire's Jean Shaheen, one of 8 Democrats who voted for the bill, saying there's a lot to like.
The agreement reinstates thousands of fired federal workers and provides back pay to more than 1 million others. It advances 3 bipartisan funding bills for agriculture and FDA, for military construction and Veterans Affairs, and for the legislative branch. It restores a real bipartisan appropriations budget process.
Today is the 41st day of the shutdown. Air travel continues to suffer. FlightAware.com reports more than 3,500 delays or cancellations so far today. The Trump administration is expected to challenge a federal appeals court ruling determining that full SNAP food benefits must be paid for this month's shutdown or no shutdown. Watching Wall Street ahead of this morning's opening bell, stock futures sharply higher. The Dow futures are up 180 points. NASDAQ futures better by 381 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. President Trump has pardoned dozens of former aides, attorneys, and others who were involved in an effort to overturn the 2020 election results. CBS News' Nancy Cordes has more.
Some well-known names, people who served as President Trump's attorneys during the first term, including the former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, Jenna Ellis, John Eastman, along with Trump's advisor, longtime advisor Boris Epstein, and his former chief of staff Mark Meadows. They are on the list, too.
U.S. Airlines canceled more than 2,900 flights Sunday to comply with the FAA order to reduce traffic, as some air traffic controllers are calling out sick and are overwhelmed. James Krause is an aviation attorney and tells CBS 17.
Generally speaking, the language in a ticket controls what your rights are. Now, they do have some exceptions.
The North Carolina State Auditor visited the North Carolina Arboretum to see some of the state-funded recovery and make sure that everything is on track there in Asheville and other parts. State Auditor Dave Bolick told WLOS lots of technology is being used in the audits.
Artificial intelligence, high-speed computers to synthesize large data sets to find out exactly how taxpayer dollars have been spent.
After being on the run for over 24 hours, a Swain County couple has been captured. 23-year-old Luis Reynoso and 29-year-old Christian Ramsey are in Jackson County Jail. Swain County Sheriff Brian Kirkland tells WLOS he could hear the gunshots on 911 for calls from witnesses.
This was right in the middle of the roadway.
Yeah.
This was in the middle of the road.
Parts of the country are dealing with an early winter storm, including our mountains. CBS News meteorologist Rob Marciano.
The cold is driving down to the south. 10, 20, 25 degrees below average for daytime highs today in Atlanta. Going to feel like 41 degrees, and these are the record.
You're listening to NCI News.
The North Carolina Healthcare Association invites you to listen to this month's podcast, Conversations on the State of Healthcare. This month, we dive into a project that's making big waves in Charlotte and beyond. It's called The Pearl, a bold reimagining of how healthcare, education, and innovation come together. My guest, Hillary Crittenden, leads operations for The Pearl and has played an important role in its growth and development.
The Pearl is an innovation district. We brought together medical education, cutting-edge research, and really big and small players in the healthcare space who are advancing science in a really interesting way, all together in one place.
You can learn more and join our latest Conversations on the State of Healthcare wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And find out more by visiting nchealthcare.org.
Has your driveway, parking lot, or road seen better days? Contact Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services for all your paving project needs. Family owned with over 30 years of experience, they specialize in asphalt paving and overlays, crack sealing and repair, seal coating, striping, and pothole patching. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services at 910-673-1318 for your free estimate today. And all military and first responders receive 10% off. That's 910-673-1318.
Scattered showers and a few storms are possible overnight. Some of those storms towards the Sandhills could be stronger, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are possible late tonight, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Then isolated showers are possible on Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid-70s. More scattered showers and a couple of storms are possible overnight Sunday into Monday, then sunny with highs at around 50 Monday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
This hour of the Chris Plant Show is sponsored by Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Call 910-673-1318 for your free estimate.
Conservative critics have been calling Zohran Mamdani a far-left radical as well as a jihadist. But he can't be far-left and a jihadist. I mean, what do you think he's going to do, turn ISIS into VASIS?
That was a gender dysphoria reference. Not so much a joke, but I guess, you know, if you consider those late-night shows to be a joke, it was something of a joke. A little after midnight. Well, a very good and happy Monday to you, and welcome back. Hope you had a great American weekend. We're just wrestling a few things to the ground in the studio here. My microphone fell right off of the microphone stand when I came into the studio this morning, dropped like a rock. Gravity proven once again. I had to do a little repair. I might have violated some union regulations putting the microphone back on the stand, but I thought that I needed it. A very, very good Monday to you. Boy, a big weekend. Not a very good one for the Washington Redskins, you know. They call them the Commanders now. The Democrats are very, very angry because they're always very angry. Who are they angry with today, Michael? They're angry with everybody in Virginia. They're angry with Spanberger. They're angry. Who else were they angry with then? Oh, yeah, Tim Kaine. They're angry with Tim Kaine. They're Democrats. It's Democrat on Democrat violence. Got to look out for that because you know how violent they can be. But that was fun. The President of the United States went to the Redskins game yesterday. He flew in on Air Force One. He was coming back to Washington, D.C. With Air Force One, in Air Force One, did a low, slow pass over the football stadium while the big game was going on, the Detroit Lions and the Washington Redskins. Democrats call them the Commanders. And, you know, we call Reagan Airport. Democrats call it National Airport because they're the neo-Confederates. They're the Confederate Army for the 21st century. But never mind that. President Trump landed after doing a low, slow flyover of the football stadium with the NFL game going on. President Trump landed at nearby Joint Base Andrews, also known to many as Andrews Air Force Base. Landed, and Andrews is pretty close to the football stadium where the Redskins play, where the Commanders play. And the president then made his way over to the stadium, lickety-split, just like that. And he was in the broadcast booth for quite some time. He did a bit of broadcasting. He swore in a bunch of Americans that just enlisted in the United States military. Democrats were there. There were some Democrats there at the stadium, and they booed. The Democrats, they booed the U.S. military. They booed young men and women being sworn in to join the U.S. military, become American military. And the Democrats booed and jeered because of the rampant mental illness that is the Democrat Party. And then they got this gender dysphoria thing going on late night. But never mind that. We've got a lot going on, and I got to tell you, one of the big stories that popped for me yesterday, I guess night before last, it started popping, was the guilty party. You know, the pipe bombs going back now to you remember January 6th. Well, on January 5th of 2021, 2 pipe bombs were left in Washington, D.C., one by the Democratic National Committee headquarters, the DNC headquarters, one by the Republican National Committee headquarters, the RNC headquarters. And, the FBI just couldn't figure out who did it. Here's the video of the person walking and talking on their cell phone. And they arrested every grandmother that walked across the lawn at the Capitol on January 6th, but they couldn't find the pipe bomber. Well, an investigation, and it actually started with Breitbart investigating, and Breitbart has come up with a report now. And I got to tell you, they're saying that they have identified at least, let's say, a suspect who may have been, who they say appears to have been, the person that left the 2 pipe bombs, done by way of video analysis of the gait. That is to say, the way that the person walks. Here's the person leaving the pipe bomb at the RNC. Here's the same person leaving the pipe bomb at the DNC. We have video from location 1, video from location 2. Still the FBI, 5 years later, couldn't possibly identify the person. Here's the person on their cell phone using the local cell phone tower. Couldn't possibly get to the bottom of that. Too busy arresting grandmothers in Montana and Alaska for praying at the Capitol on January 6th and putting them in prison for years. But now it turns out, according to this investigation, you'll never guess, the suspect is a woman. A woman, that means, that she is her and identifies as a woman and all that. The woman who is a suspect based on the video analysis of the walking pattern, the gait analysis, is a U.S. Capitol police officer, or let me say was a U.S. Capitol police officer at the time, had been a U.S. Capitol police officer for about 4 years. And this woman, and I have her name and everything, this woman has been identified publicly now and is being called a suspect in the pipe bomb drops at the RNC and DNC headquarters, going all the way back to January 5th, which was the day before January 6th. That's for Democrats following along in 2021. And the woman who was U.S. Capitol police officer has since left the U.S. Capitol Police. And you know where she went? You know where she went? She went to the CIA. Went to work at the CIA. Just a coincidence. Now, the CIA has its own armed police force because they have a physical plant. They call it a campus, and they have armed uniformed police that provide security at CIA. And I believe that is what we're talking about with her. But maybe she's got special entree. Maybe she knows John Brennan or something, because you never can tell. But this is a fascinating story that I want to share with you, because it's kind of a big deal. A U.S. Capitol Police woman, the pipe bombs, January 5th of 2021. The Blaze has it. I say the Blaze. The Blaze has the story, and they're out in front of it. Her name is Shawnee, S-H-A-U-N-I, Shawnee Kirchhoff. Now she's at the CIA. Now, I'm not saying that Shawnee Kirchhoff is the guilty party here, but an analysis has been done of the videos, plural, showing the person leaving 2 pipe bombs at 2 different locations, DNC headquarters and RNC headquarters. And now, all these years later, the people at the Blaze brought in intelligence analysts who say, well, if you look at the walking gait, the speed, the stride, the knees, the arm swing, the posture, that you can, with, according to one analyst, 98% certainty say this is the same person. And this woman, U.S. Capitol Police officer, was apparently the first, or one of the first at least, to start firing pepper balls with a rifle that looks like a military-style rifle into the crowd, inciting bad conduct. Now, is this woman guilty? I really can't say. I honestly can't. You never know, because first of all, she gets a chance to respond and to defend herself. But we've got to ask Shawnee about this. Hey, Shawnee Kirchhoff. Shawnee could call in, as a matter of fact, she's working at CIA, that's nearby. We're at 888-630-9625, 888-630-9625. Kind of a big deal, I've got to say. The pipe bombs, January 6th, really January 5th, 2021, U.S. Capitol Police woman, not a policeman, but a police woman, is now being called a suspect, and her name is Shawnee Kirchhoff, and Shawnee Kirchhoff should call in and explain, I think. Isn't that amazing? So we've got that going for us. And also, did you see in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that the Somali ship hijacker, the pirate from Captain Phillips, who is running for mayor there, he's a Somali tribesman. And it turns out there are so many Somalis in Minnesota that the conclusion has been reached that the reason that the Minneapolis Somali tribesman, close to Ilhan Omar, of course, who's also Somali and anti-American, and that's why she's a Democrat. But it turns out that the tribal warfare from Somalia carried over to Election Day in Minneapolis and the mayor's race, and the reports are that opposing tribes organized against this Somali that was running for mayor of Minneapolis, and the opposing tribes won the day by voting against the Somali who, back in Somalia, would be the enemy tribe. And so there's tribal warfare going on in the Minneapolis election because the Democrat Party is turning us into a third world country, and that's what we have going. Also, you probably didn't watch it, but last night CBS had, it was kind of during football games, CBS network had a news broadcast, and they talked about Arab militias invading Sudan and massacring thousands and thousands of civilians. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it is. And in addition to that, President Trump is welcoming the president of Syria to the White House today, where in Syria there are thousands of Christians being massacred by the Muslims there, the Islamists there, and Druze, also another religious sect, kind of Lebanon-centric, but also in Syria, and they're massacring them. So in the name of Islam, The Muslims are massacring Druze, massacring Christians in Syria and certainly in Lebanon. The Arab militia, CBS News reporting, going into Sudan and massacring their Muslim Arab militia, going into Sudan and massacring thousands and thousands of civilians. And the tribal warfare carries over to Minneapolis, Minnesota on Election Day because a Somali was running for mayor and being backed by Ilhan Omar, same tribes, you know. Ilhan Omar's family was a part of the corrupt militaristic communist dictatorship in Somalia, and her family had to flee because they were going to be massacred during the Revolutionary War there, because they've got that sort of stuff going on here. The Democrats are turning us into a third world banana republic. But back to more fun stuff. President Trump was again at the Redskins game, the Commanders game last night against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions played very well. The Washington Commanders did not play as well, and they lost terribly, went down in flames. I think it was 44-22 final score. But it was the first time that a president of the United States has attended a regular season NFL game in person since Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was now you might go to a Super Bowl game or something, but a regular season game. The last time a president went to a regular season NFL game was 1978, and Jimmy Carter was the president. Isn't that amazing? Just remarkable stuff. And President Trump there for the Lions-Skins game here in Washington after having Air Force One doing a lone, slow flyover, and the president swearing in new enlistees to the American military, while Democrats in the crowd booed because, they're really more like Somali tribesmen. They should be living on Fort Sumter. They're not on the side of America, not by a long shot. Today is also the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. That's right, 11/10. Isn't that great? November 10th, every year, it's the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. 250 years ago today, and they're having their birthday. So see a Marine, salute a Marine, buy a Marine a beer. It's the Marine Corps birthday. Isn't that great? Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Democrats are against it, unless you're a Somali, in which case. And there's another big story, and that is 8 Democrats in the United States Senate have said, well, yeah, we'll vote to reopen the government. And the news media has to carry the lie, this twisted lie. Well, it's got nothing to do with the Democrats opening the government until 8 Democrats in the Senate come forward and say, well, we're willing to vote to open the government, and then that's enough to open the government. So now the news media, with their panties in a funny bundle, they don't know what to do. But the government may open because the Democrats may decide to vote to open it. The news media will still lie to us that it's the Republicans' fault. And a funny moment with George Stephanopoulos yesterday and our Treasury Secretary when George Stephanopoulos had reality and the truth thrown in his face. He didn't know what to do. It was very confusing for him because, he's just a $25 million a year network news anchor. Why should he know anything about anything? We're at 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave lifts your confidence. Your whiskers may fall, but today you can ascend to greatness. So lather up and dream big. Just don't forget to pick up that gallon of milk on your way home. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than Big Wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
From start to finish, we get the job done right. Professional and caring, you're comfortable day or night. We're the local family, you can count on us. Right there, right on time, the ones you come to trust. 4 Seasons Heating and Air. Get comfortable with us.
4 Seasons in West End on Highway 211, 910-235-0606.
Hi, this is Katherine Phelps, owner of Appliances and More. This Christmas season, we're celebrating you, our customers, with a Christmas Eve appliance giveaway. Stop by our store in the Town & Country Shopping Center in Aberdeen and sign up to win one of 3 amazing prizes: a Frigidaire upright freezer, an Electrolux front-loaded washer and dryer set, or the new Frigidaire electric slide-in range with the fresh baked pizza option. It's our way of saying thank you for your support and friendship all year long. No purchase necessary. See store for details.
Rick's Wood-Fired Pizza in the Kohl's and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center has updated their menu. Many of their salads, pizzas, and wings are still available, plus several new ones. Now their fresh pizza dough is made with authentic Italian flour from Naples, Italy, the birthplace of pizza. So experience genuine Italian flavor. Rick's is the fun place for family and friends. Dine in or sit on the patio? So jump into the fire at Rick's Wood-Fired Pizza in the Kohl's and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center. Rick's Wood-Fired Pizza is open daily from 11 a.m.
Hello, this is Randy Hussey with Pines Funerals. As fall approaches, don't fall behind. While you're tidying closets or turning over a new leaf, it's also the perfect time to plan for the future. Ask yourself, have you documented your final wishes, explored pre-planning options, shared your plans with your loved ones? Take the first step today at pinesfunerals.com. Pines Funerals, Kennedy, Fry and Prickett, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving you because we care.
All right, we have returned. Let us go to the telephones, Michael, and talk to the great American people. Let's go to Pat, calling from Fairfax, Virginia. Patrick, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Pat.
We're blessed to be in America.
Yes,
I'm
we
an
are.
Army veteran. I'm an Army veteran, and I attended the game yesterday.
Wow. All right.
Thing that we had planned for about 6 months, but I was excited that it was a Veterans Day service. But I can tell you, when Air Force One flew over, there was booing. When he was up in the shown first in the owner's box booing, and then again during the induction ceremony. So two things that struck me was there was a service for people, Gold Star families, right before the induction, that the looks on the faces of those people at the reaction of the crowd to the president, I mean, they looked very hurt, and I'm sorry about that. But and then during the induction, the booing was so loud, I actually asked some people around me if they would tone it down for the induction, and they basically said, we don't agree with what the inductees are doing, and we don't agree with Trump, so you just take care of yourself and shut your mouth, basically. So that's what it was like. And there were a few people standing, myself and several other people, but for the most part, it was pretty disgusting. It was pretty bad.
They're the party of the first American Civil War. They're the party of political violence, of shooting Donald Trump and shooting Steve Scalise and shooting Charlie Kirk. They're the party of street riots and violence and thousands of attacks on federal law enforcement officers. They're a party of firebombing the Jewish governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. They're a violent, repugnant, anti-American political party, the Democrat Party is. Am I exaggerating?
No. In fact, what went through my mind was two things. I was heartbroken. Second, I felt if I pushed the issue, I would probably be beaten up. It was kind of out of control.
Wow. Wow. The Democrat Party and the media lies about it every day. Speaking of liars, we have Schumer coming up.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
Saturday, November 8th, U.S. Veterans Corp and Innovation Performance Technologies are sponsoring Freedom at the Rock at the Rockingham Dragway, a day dedicated to celebrating freedom and honoring those who serve. With a full day of racing and entertainment, the day kicks off at 9 a.m. A cruise-in car show, flyover, parachute jump, and racing. Bring your car and take it on the track. Admission is just $20. Veterans, active duty, first responders, and children under 12 are free. For more details, go to rockinghamdragway.com.
JB Short Carpet One is your locally owned Benjamin Moore paint retailer. Come in today and discover the quality and durability of Benjamin Moore paint in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. At JB Short, you'll get one-on-one expert advice for contractors and homeowners alike. No matter how big or small the job is, trust Benjamin Moore paint and your local Benjamin Moore retailer, JB Short Carpet One. JB Short Carpet One, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Vass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
Garage door broken? If it is, your home is not as safe as it could be. Call Superior Overhead Doors today. Whether you need repairs or full replacement, you can count on us. With over 20 years of experience, no job is too big. Active duty military receive $20 off repairs and $50 off installation. So call Superior Overhead Doors today at 910-992-6227 or visit us online at superioroverheaddoorsllc.com for a free estimate.
7 days a week, we're on the job. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. Fast, friendly, quality service. You know we can do it all. Don't just call a plumber. Call a professional. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
Photography and pottery, two art forms united by a passion for beauty, detail, and craftsmanship. This November and December, experience Framing Form, a stunning exhibit featuring the talents of the Sandhills Photography Club and potter Beth E. Roy at the Arts Council of Moore County's Campbell House. Discover how light, texture, and form come together in perfect harmony. The exhibit opens November 7th and runs through December 20th. Don't miss Framing Form. Since 1973, the Arts Council has kept the arts at the heart of Moore County. Learn more at moreart.org.
Dunriven Country Store's having a sale. Take 40% off jewelry, pocket knives, handbags, rocks and gems. 50% off Western home decor, 60% off garden planters, concrete statues, Christmas ornaments, and holiday decorations. Shop our regular selection of natural products and home remedies, and everything to accessorize your home. We're open 7 days, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 5456 US 1 South in Bass. You'll never be done roving at Dunrovin Country Store.
Does the outside of your home need a refresh? Imagine relaxing in a custom-built screened-in porch or patio, enjoying the fresh air without the hassle of bugs or the elements. At Carolina Siding Company, we don't just upgrade your home, we enhance your lifestyle. Whether you need new energy-efficient windows, durable siding, or a beautiful screened-in retreat, our expert team brings quality, craftsmanship, and over 25 years of construction experience to every project. Get your free, no-obligation estimate by contacting Carolina Siding at 910-294-8644 or visit carolinasidingcompany.com.
This holiday season, we at Creed and Garner Roofing want to take a moment to thank you, our neighbors, friends, and customers, for your trust and support over the last 40 years and throughout this year. Whether it's a new roof, a repair, or just a checkup, we're honored to be your go-to roofing experts. Your loyalty has made all the difference, and we're grateful to be a part of this wonderful community. From our family to yours, we wish you a safe, warm, and joyful holiday season. Thank you for choosing Creed and Garner Roofing.
Merry Christmas from the Dorita Porter State Farm Agency in Southern Pines. We would like to thank all of our wonderful customers for placing their trust in us. We wish you and your family peace, love, and happiness this holiday season, and a happy new year.
Scattered showers and a few storms are possible overnight. Some of those storms towards the Sandhills could be stronger, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are possible late tonight, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Then isolated showers are possible on Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid-70s. More scattered showers and a couple of storms are possible overnight Sunday into Monday, then sunny with highs at around 50 Monday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Listen to us anywhere on your smartphone or tablet with the TuneIn app, free at your app store. Simply search for WEEB.
You were involved in a...
Please raise your right hands. I, and state your name.
I state your name.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
The Democrats booed that part in particular. You hear the Democrats booing and jeering at the Redskins game. They boo and jeer at the word Redskins, too, because they're racists. President Trump presiding over the swearing in of new recruits to the United States military. The Democrats in the crowd booing and jeering and threatening people because they're a violent mob, and anytime a mob of Democrats get together, there might be looting, arson, firebombs, anti-Semitism, the usual thing. That's a fact. And we've got the president at the football game yesterday. Again, it was quite a remarkable sight to see Air Force One coming in, do a low, slow pass over the stadium, and the Democrats were already jeering and booing. You have to go through magnetometers to get into the stadium. Otherwise, it probably would have been thousands of people shot by the Democrats. No mags, big body count. You know, more Democrats, more crime. More Democrats, more murder. More Democrats, more shootings. That's your Democrat Party. And they're not on the side of civilization. They really aren't. Not even close. All right, let's go to President Trump from the game yesterday because he was we got socialism is in the dock today. We've got Islamism. We got them all. Aren't they amazing? Wah, wah, wah. That was number 17, soundbite number 17 there. And the president, the commander-in-chief at an NFL game. First president at an NFL regular season game since 1978 when Jimmy Carter was the president. He was a Democrat. What was he doing there? kind of confused. But the Democrats booing and jeering because hatred is their thing. Do you think they prefer hate or hatred? Hatred or hate? Hate, hatred. The Democrat Party. But they hate, we just heard from our great first caller, an Army veteran from Pat, and Patrick was at the game, and he explained that they booed Air Force One flying over. They booed President Trump being announced in the sky booth. They booed President Trump swearing in troops, and then they burned, what town did they burn? What town did they burn to the ground? They should be wearing Confederate uniforms again, because the Democrat Party is the Confederacy. Just crazy. Now, President Trump, he had the swearing in. You're just listening to a bit of it. And then he was in the box and doing an interview and kind of doing a little play-by-play, too, because they said, hey, Ronald Reagan used to do sports play-by-play. Maybe you'd like to do, before he was president, maybe you'd like to do a little play-by-play. And President Trump kind of goes along with everything because he's a great sport and he likes people, unlike Democrats, for example, who don't like people. The left, they don't like people. That's key to everything, is not liking humanity. And that's why the left can be so comfortable at massacring tens of millions of people, and why they don't care when Arab militias go into Sudan and slaughter thousands of civilians in any given week. And I'll give CBS credit for reporting the story. But let's get back to President Trump. The Democrats just don't care about human life. They harvest the organs of 1 million children a year, and they call it choice. Goebbels called it choice, too, interestingly enough. Let's go to number 18, President Trump. The swearing in of the incoming troops and a bit of back and forth with the broadcasters in the booth and President Trump.
Veterans Day weekend, the NFL salute to service. How meaningful is it for you to be here today? You just took part in the halftime ceremony honoring the military.
Well, we just swore in a tremendous group of young people, and that was an honor, and they are just fantastic, and they love. Our recruitment's been record-setting. Since a year ago it was a disaster for the country, and now it's record-setting. So this was an honor to be here.
Jonathan Vilma, Kenny Albert, the sports broadcasters for Fox Network Television yesterday in the booth, and it was great stuff, and everybody was happy and relaxed in there. The lunatics outside of the booth, well, they let Democrats in, so that is, the turd in every punch bowl is the Democrats showing up. President Trump. Then they say, hey, how'd you like to call a play or two? Maybe you'd like to do a little play-by-play.
Would you like to call a play?
Well, I would like to do that if you'd like me to, but I will say that your second string, your backup quarterback is a good quarterback, and he's had some very good games for you, and your first string quarterback has the potential, I think, to be a great quarterback. He's got to stop the injuries somehow. And let's see, we have a very important, I think this is a very important couple of plays.
Here we go. Second and 7.
Yeah, 2nd and 7. Let's see what happens. Whoa.
That's
all right.
Krosky Merritt.
Not bad.
Takes it down to the 5-yard line.
That's right. That's right. Good runner.
There we go.
This is a very big play, don't you think?
I think
they have to get a touchdown. Let's put it differently. They just have to get a touchdown.
There we go. Now you're doing my job, because that's what I was going to say. They have to get a touchdown.
Just forget about the play. They have to get a touchdown.
So you've done my job. Now you've done his job.
Right.
You're a regular here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, it's have to get a touchdown. And then you know what happened? Then they got a touchdown on that play. He called it. And he said, yeah, I really got to get a touchdown. And then they got a touchdown right there. The Democrats, they're very angry about everything, naturally. And look, President Trump got in there and got out of there. We're happy if there's a gathering where there are a lot of Democrats and nobody's shot. That's progress at this point. The People Magazine people, their headline is Donald Trump greeted by massive boos, and some cheers. Well, wait a minute. Massive boos and some during Commanders versus Lions NFL game. Trump's November 9th appearance made him the first sitting president to attend a regular season NFL game in almost 5 decades. Almost 5 decades, because Jimmy Carter was the last one. Isn't that amazing? And wait a minute. So people were cheering and Democrats were booing because they want to firebomb everything. And the headline is that Trump is greeted by massive boos, right? And some cheers. Well, normal people are not mentally ill, like all the Democrats, including the Democrats at People magazine. Isn't that amazing? Yes, sir. Speaking of the Democrat Party being completely and utterly mentally ill, the mayor of Chicago, you know the mayor of Chicago? That's Let's Go Brandon, right? Let's Go Brandon Johnson. And Brandon Johnson is not a good mayor. He's a terrible mayor. He's awful. He's pro-crime and pro-criminal and anti-police. He's an educator, now a former educator. Isn't he amazing? And Brandon Johnson, what is Brandon? You know, these guys, they love to travel on taxpayer money, right? Brandon Johnson is no different. And where was Brandon Johnson? Not just over the weekend. I don't know where he might have flown home over the weekend, but he was in Geneva, Switzerland, because, you know, where else would he be? He's the mayor of Chicago and a Democrat, so why wouldn't he be in Geneva, Switzerland? Chicago mayor urges United Nations to hold U.S. to global human rights standards. Now, Brandon Johnson he should probably be in a penitentiary in shackles and an orange jumpsuit. And that's where, a lot of Illinois Democrat politicians end up, is in a penitentiary. How many governors have ended up in the penitentiary? Just amazing stuff. Now, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson called on a United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, right, Switzerland. United Nations Human Rights Council meeting in Geneva. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson called on the United Nations Human Rights Council to investigate alleged, what he called, violations of human rights under the Trump administration during virtual remarks delivered Friday from Geneva, Switzerland. Isn't this amazing? The administration seeks to evade scrutiny for its violations of human rights, he said. He urged the United Nations to hold the U.S. to the same standards it applies to other nations, third world hellholes. Since the Democrat Party, they are a third world hellhole living among us, and they're trying to complete the fundamental transformation of America from the greatest country, the wealthiest country, most prosperous, most successful, most important country in the world, to just another third world beephole, because that's what the Democrats aspire to, and it's what they bring with them. They're part and parcel of third worldism. But let's go to Mayor Brandon Johnson. Literally, the United Nations, he's calling on the United Nations to hold the U.S. to the same standard that we hold Libya and Syria to. Here is Let's Go Brandon Johnson to the United Nations.
The federal government's immigration enforcement has been marked by violence and an assault on the dignity of all Chicagoans.
Yeah.
I call on this council to hold the federal government of the United States to the same standards of accountability you apply elsewhere in the world. No country should be above international law. I urge the Human Rights Council to consider additional measures of accountability, including a special session to examine the worsening human rights crisis in the United States.
You know, the Democrats are attacking, violent mobs of Democrats are attacking ICE agents, federal law enforcement in Chicago, over and over again, including this morning and including yesterday and the day before yesterday, violent mobs of criminals who are supported entirely and fully by Brandon Johnson and by J.B. Pritzker, because their pro-Civil War is really the short version of that. But what is this? You're calling on the United Nations, which is an abomination. It's a stain on civilization. And the Democrat Party, they're on the side of further staining civilization. They are a stain. They're the stain party. As I think I've told you here before, there's a homeless guy who used to live right across from our building. He doesn't live there anymore. On the sidewalk for years and years. And he leaned against the same spot on a brick wall of a store for years and years, to the point where when he got up and walked away, there was a silhouette of him on the wall and we called him Stain. We called him Stain. His nickname was Stain. Hey, where'd Stain go? Stain's not there today. We've got to bring Stain Thanksgiving dinner, Stain. And the Democrat Party, they're a stain on the history of Western civilization, not just of our country. But aren't they amazing? And you may recall, here he is calling for the United States to be treated like we're a third world hellhole country where law enforcement is the bad guy, right? And this is what Brandon Johnson is calling for, because he wants more murders in Chicago of young black men being gunned down and murdered so that he can do nothing about it, because he's a disgrace even to Democrat Party politics in Chicago, which is setting the bar pretty low. Sorry that, but it reminded me of the Democrats' pick to become mayor of New York City. You may recall that this jihadi, who is a rabid, German-like anti-Semite and anti-American, anti-capitalist, he's a jihadi and a communist and a jihadi, which is perfect for the Democrat Party in 2025. But as Brandon Johnson is demanding that the United Nations intervene to somehow invent the power of arrest and to arrest and charge immigration, customs enforcement, federal law enforcement agents in the United States for enforcing the laws as passed by Congress. It reminded me of New York City because of the communist jihadi that they are launching into Gracie Mansion, where the mayor in New York lives. You may recall that he, radical extremist that he was, is calling for Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, to be arrested when he comes to New York for the United Nations meeting or something, and for Israeli soldiers to be arrested and charged with crimes against humanity and war crimes.
Would Mayor Mamdani welcome Benjamin Netanyahu to the city?
No. As mayor, New York City would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. This is a city that our values are in line with international law. It's time that our actions are also.
Even though the U.S. is not a signatory to the ICC?
No, it's time that we actually step up and make clear what we are willing to do to showcase the leadership that is sorely missing in the federal administration.
Yeah, the International Criminal Court. The United States didn't sign on to the ICC, the International Criminal Court. We're not subject to the whims of this fraudulent international body. The Democrat Party is so fundamentally anti-American and un-American that they sign up for the ICC and threaten, this is, again, Mamdani, threatening to arrest the Prime Minister of Israel, one of the United States' key allies, certainly in that region of the world, because they're being attacked by jihadis who are literally genocidal. And if they defend themselves, then the Democrats want to jail you. They want to put you in prison. And now Brandon Johnson in Chicago wants to put ICE agents and doubtless leadership in prison. And he wants the United Nations to do it. The ICC, the United Nations. The Democrat Party they're un-American. They're not an American party. They've abandoned their role, which they once held proudly, as an American political party. They've moved on from that. This is the international left, the Davos left, the Geneva left. And they want to jail us, the good guys, just as every cop is a criminal and all the sinners saints, as the Rolling Stones said decades ago. They're not on our side.
There are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show.
The problem's common. ED. Lots of men deal with it at some point or another. But the excuses? They're getting old. It's just stress from work. I'm tired. It happens to everyone sometimes. Look, ED affects 30 million men. You're not the first person to say these things to yourself. Here's what's actually happening. Your body needs support. Rugiet can help. At Rugiet.com, you can find fast-acting treatments prescribed by real doctors. So you can stop making excuses and start making moves. Visit RUGIET.com/plant to get 15% off your first order.
That's RUGIET.com/plant. Use our code so they know we sent you. Rugiet. Get back to the moments that matter.
Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Visit the Rugiet website for full safety information.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
The Black Friday deals are on now at Lavish Furniture. Shop mattresses and save up to $900 off select Stearns & Foster and Tempur-Pedic. Save up to 50% off top name brand furniture like Ashley, Bassett, and Flex Steel. Treat your family to the cozy rooms you've always wanted. Financing and same-day delivery available. 1650 U.S. Highway 1 South in Southern Pines. For the best Black Friday deals, shop Lavish Furniture.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
JB Short Carpet One is your locally owned Benjamin Moore paint retailer. Come in today and discover the quality and durability of Benjamin Moore paint in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. At JB Short, you'll get one-on-one expert advice for contractors and homeowners alike. No matter how big or small the job is, trust Benjamin Moore paint and your local Benjamin Moore retailer, JB Short Carpet One. JB Short Carpet One, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Vass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
Garage door broken? If it is, your home is not as safe as it could be. Call Superior Overhead Doors today. Whether you need repairs or full replacement, you can count on us. With over 20 years of experience, no job is too big. Active duty military receive $20 off repairs and $50 off installation. So call Superior Overhead Doors today at 910-992-6227 or visit us online at superioroverheaddoorsllc.com for a free estimate.
Book your holiday event at Homewood Suites by Hilton. From banquet to ballroom and full bar available. Make it all inclusive with block room reservations. Call 910-255-0300. Homewood Suites, Olmsted Village, Pinehurst.
From everyone at Hughes Supply of Pinehurst, we'd like to say thank you for your continued loyalty and faith in us. Put your feet up and have a well-deserved rest this Thanksgiving, and let every day of the holiday season be filled with joy. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
All right, let us return to the telephones. Talk to the great American people. Let's go to Dan, calling from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Daniel, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, this is Dan, Major Dan Pantaleo, USMC retired. I am rendering a slow and deliberate salute to you right now and to my fellow Marines to say happy birthday. And I also want to say a little something about, I'm here with my best girl, Jackie, and she said, remind Chris that men and women much better than those booers, those Democrats at the Redskins game, much better than them, died in order to give them that right to go ahead and express themselves.
I'm nodding out loud. That's true, and it shames them even further.
Yes, it does, and but it's to be expected. Like Mayor Brandon said, he wanted to hold our government to certain standards via the international community. But here's the thing: they're not held to any standards. I mean, if they didn't have double standards, right?
That's a fact. Any standards. Yeah. That is a fact. That is absolutely true. And you are a proud United States Marine. Did your time in the United States Marine, and do you note the birthday every year?
I do. As a matter of fact, I go back about 40 years. My very first birthday that I celebrated was the 210th, and now here we are on the 250th.
That's pretty amazing. I was talking about it this morning in our pre-show meeting. I think it was the 215th birthday I spent with the Marine Corps in the deserts of Saudi Arabia outside of Kafji.
Wow.
And
yeah.
Gulf War I. And, it was my first birthday. They brought out a sheet cake on a stretcher and cut it with swords, and that was great fun. And then not long after that, you may recall, President George H.W. Bush and Barbara Bush showed up in the deserts, 1st Marine Division outside of Kafji, getting ready to go into Kuwait and Iraq. And I spent Thanksgiving with them and the 1st Marines in the desert in Saudi Arabia outside of Kafji. That was fun, too. Dan, saluting you, my friend. Slow and smart salute.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump has pardoned dozens of allies accused of trying to overturn his 2020 election law.
According to his signed proclamation, former Trump personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, attorneys Sidney Powell and John Eastman, and others have been granted full, complete, and unconditional pardons. The proclamation said the pardons were designed to continue the process of national reconciliation. Donald Trump was also indicted on felony charges related to the 2020 election, but the case was dismissed after he was reelected last year. Greg Clugston, Washington.
It may not be too much longer before the federal government gets back to business as usual. Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
Mr. President, after 40 long days, I'm hopeful that we can finally bring the shutdown to an end.
And to that end, in a late-night test vote, legislation to reopen the government cleared the Senate. 8 Democrats joined Republicans, providing the 60 votes needed in order to advance the bill, funding the government into January. Independent Senator Bernie Sanders is not happy. The legislation does not extend Obamacare subsidies. Republicans instead agree to negotiate that issue.
What this Senate is about to do is make a horrific situation even worse.
In order for the shutdown to end, the Senate will have to take a final vote approving the bill. Then the House must pass it before it goes to President Trump for his signature. It's a process that could take days. The Supreme Court has rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide. The justices today have turned away an appeal from former Kentucky court clerk Kim Davis. Rally rolls on Wall Street this morning. The Dow is up 177 points. The Nasdaq trading more than 400 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Today marks day 37 of the government shutdown, and Congressman Don Davis of the 1st District says impact is being felt across eastern North Carolina, from farmers to military families to SNAP recipients.
Congress, it's time to go back to work. These are workers.
in many cases of who we're talking about.
President Trump has pardoned dozens who were involved in the overturn of the 2020 election results. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
The new list of pardons, 77 people. It was posted late last night by Ed Martin, the Justice Department's pardon attorney, on his personal X account. And among those receiving a, quote, full, complete, and unconditional pardon are some well-known names, people who served as President Trump's attorneys during the first term,
including Rudy Giuliani. The search for murder suspect Dominic Conley is expanding to other jurisdictions now. Craven County Sheriff Chip Hughes.
The longer we go here without a credible sighting, that will lead us to believe a couple things, one of which he may no longer be here. So then we need to continue to look outside of this jurisdiction.
The coldest temperatures of the fall so far have arrived in North Carolina. Meanwhile, snow showers are also expected in the mountains today. It's been snowing in Boone. WSOC meteorologist Keith Monday.
Some of those higher mountain areas, especially along the Tennessee line, are at least going to get close to about 3 inches or more of snowfall. Some estimates even down around Boone and Blowing Rock add a couple of inches there as well. 2 other big league athletes are being accused of taking bribes from gamblers. Cleveland Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Luis Ortiz was taken into custody at Boston's Logan Airport over the weekend, and he appears in court later today. Clase has not yet been taken into custody. There are some states, Ohio included, thinking about banning these sports prop bets.
You're listening to NCN News.
Open enrollment for health insurance is here, but don't worry. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance has you covered for all your health insurance needs, including Medicare. And with offices in every county, a trusted, experienced agent is just around the corner, ready to help find a plan that's right for you. Visit ncfbins.com or stop by your local office today. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
You don't need a 4-year degree to have a rewarding career that makes a difference in people's lives every day. As a public power line worker, you'll build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system to keep the lights on in your community. 4 months in a community college program provides the training you need to begin your career as an apprentice line worker in public power. And being a local government employee in North Carolina comes with excellent benefits. To learn more about line worker and other public power careers, visit electricities.com.
Here in the Pines, neighbors know where to go for the best deals and the best service. The locally owned, award-winning Cooper Ford in Carthage. Voted best car dealership and best service department. Cooper Ford isn't just award-winning. They're hometown proud. Locally owned with friendly faces who treat you like family and prices that can't be beat. That's why more of your neighbors choose Cooper Ford, and you should too. So start shopping today at cooperford.net. Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Scattered showers and a few storms are possible overnight. Some of those storms towards the Sandhills could be stronger, packing damaging wind gusts and hail. Areas of fog are possible late tonight, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s by Sunday morning. Then isolated showers are possible on Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid 70s. More scattered showers and a couple of storms are possible overnight Sunday into Monday, then sunny with highs at around 50 Monday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
The Chris Plant Show is sponsored by Sandy Ridge Memory Care and Assisted Living in Candor, a place for compassionate care. Call 910-974-4162.
How do you explain, though, to your constituents why it was working to put up this fight for so long when, in the end, you did not get your key demand?
Because it wasn't working.
Yes, the old government shutdown and the Democrats. Why would 8 Democrats suddenly, out of the blue, vote to agree with Republicans and reopen the government after their prolonged psychotic shutdown? Well, you know. And a very good and happy Monday to you, and welcome back once again. We remain at 888-630-9625. Where are we in this whole government shutdown? The Democrats, well, they're rioting against immigration and customs enforcement in Chicago, violent mobs of criminal Democrats supported by the mayor and the governor.